have a little weird thing that's been going on. These pigmen just keep wandering up from the portal, man. Like, let me show you what has to happen for them to make their way up here. They're spawning at this portal, right? So they have to come out of this portal and walk this way and go up this very specific path all the way up here. All the way up here. To about here. Ow. And then they're out on the surface. Why do they keep doing that? Ow. Sorry, I'm lagging. Let me try to fix that real quick. Hi. This is Struden. Sorry to skip the intro there for a minute. I'm just kind of running low on time. I keep putting off these videos to the end of the week because I'm just like, okay, I made the video, now I can work on actually making the mod pack. So there are like certain changes that have happened since the last video that, like, this world hasn't changed much, but the mod pack has. So one thing, I changed this to 8 hours, and this is the quest that now shows up whenever you run out of time. So if I were to pay this money, it would reopen this quest, which means that I could complete this one, which is now locked because this one's been completed. A few other things. I felt like it was kind of broken that you would always get whatever output from these that you wanted just by having like this block. So now most of the time you'll get limestone. It's about it's 3 out of 8 times you'll get viridium or whatever, you know, material you're getting. But you can see that I'm getting mostly limestone out of this now. Also, I'm trying to make clay. I'm trying to make terracotta right now. And that means that I've been just kind of grinding down cobble into sand and then washing it. I think I'm going to try washing copper, though, because it has a higher chance of clay. But I'm trying to get terracotta. Today's project is going to be rebuilding the brass machine exterior. And I might even make a clay machine over here. I'm thinking it'll be like a clay and sand and gravel thing right here, so that way we can have concrete too. I'm trying to kind of get like my building blocks in order. I feel like I'm kind of restricted in what I can do and build in this world currently. Like, I have a workshop to make like machines and stuff, but I don't have the materials to build the buildings that I want to build around it, if that makes sense. I also haven't gotten any further with making the rest of these mechanisms. I still need green dye or lime dye for slime balls. But I can get lime dye from green dye, which I have added ferns, grass, and tall grass to. I'm going to add tall ferns to it as well. That is what I will use to make green dye, I guess, from now on. I just felt like it's kind of unfair that like the one material you need to make slime balls is like the one material that you can't get from crushing anything. My inventory is so full. Literally always full. I actually just got honing on my iron hammer, so we're going to see what we can hone it to do. What can we hone it to do? Hone speed 1, durability 2, durability 1. I guess we've been doing durability. We'll do that. Look, it's simple. We're just going to go change some of the blocks that are on this machine. Terracotta, where do you fit? It's kind of similar to that color, I guess. I could use it on the sides and back. Is it better than brown concrete? That's what I want to know. That or this? I'd say it's not better. I think this looks better on top. So we're going to put it on top. The nice thing is that when we're done with this, it should just look tenfold better. It should just look so much better. Like, I'm not gonna be sitting here going, oh, it's so yellow. Oh, where's all the brown hues? Hey, you're the one that ignored the terracotta the first time you built it. Oops. Ta-da. Okay. Is it starting to look better? Oh, it's already starting to look better. Look at those brown hues. Where'd you come from? Look at those brown hues. Oh, that's so much better. Okay, now we gotta deal with all of this inside. I haven't found a Lily of the Valley yet, and that means that it wouldn't be in one of my chests. Then I have to say I don't think it's looking good for anywhere nearby. Plenty of Azure Bluettes, though. I might use some of those. Boom! Beige terracotta. Now let's go and use it to replace this garbage. Yeah. Now beige is close to tan, maybe? I feel like we could use tan for that section all the way around there, and then maybe start using like amber on the inside here and go from there. I think that's a good plan. Which means that next is I need more tan, or I need more beige. Did I say beige? No, I need tan. I need tan terracotta for all of those parts, and then I need to replace all of the other sides. So yeah, that's where we're at. Let's do it. So I just got done adding the terracotta recipes in. Apparently those weren't in, and I did not know it. So sorry to everyone that has downloaded the pack so far. All 3 of you that were the testers. But the terracotta textures weren't in. Now they are. So now you can re-dye terracotta. I think, okay, so my initial thoughts are too dark, needs to be much more desaturated. So I think amber's just not gonna work. Maybe we do tan concrete powder, or maybe like a beige concrete powder. Concrete powder in it. Or maybe beige concrete, honestly. And then we do the highlights out of concrete powder. I'm a little worried. I feel like there's like no yellow now. And I know I'm kind of being wishy-washy and I can't figure out what the problem is. But I'm a little worried. You know, I think it's actually good. I think it's about as good as it's gonna be, for sure. Well, I did the best I could. As you can see, it's not the best. It's just not good. I don't know how to make this not look weird. Do I have the brass block on me? Like how... If anyone has any suggestions for how I can make this small scale thing look like this, sometime before the next episode, I might even just take this whole texture and toss it into a pixel art block generator thingy, and just see what it tells me like the block palette should be. And then I might just use vanilla blocks because I cannot find the colors for it. So, anywho, we're gonna shift gears now. We're gonna go ahead and make a clay farm slash clay terracotta concrete thingy, and I gotta think about how I want to do it. I know kind of where I want to do it. I think next to this bad boy is where I'm thinking it's gonna go. Somewhere like over here, maybe on this side. I don't really know. We're winging it. 3 of 6. I don't know when this changed, but this used to work. This system right here, where you drop things and then the fan blows it over and then it gets picked up by this funnel into whatever inventory, that used to work. I don't know why this has not been working. I do not understand it. It also doesn't work when there's a chute right here that's just letting items drop through. I don't know what changed. But either way, it's getting real annoying for me. We're gonna just, run, turn it off. There we go. So annoying. Anyway, we're making a couple of changes. We're going to be instead doing a schematic cannon and with a schematic, because I've actually designed the entire thing in creative, and something that you guys might not know about me is that I struggle to motivate on things that should be considered simple. Making like anything in this world is such a struggle for me, because look at my inventory right now. This is just constant. This is how it is. And it's not the most fun, I have to tell you. And like refined storage, if I look, is it's like a whole bunch of steel plates and stuff, and I'm just not there yet. And I did that on purpose. Like, I don't think that I should have access to it by the point that I'm at right now, but it's kind of super duper annoying to do anything. But it also feels overpowered if I did have it. I have a schematic table, which I think I'm going to put just somewhere over here. I guess like right here, since this is like the project area. We'll put it against this beam. And we're going to make the, I guess, this version of the concrete terracotta thing. Honestly, I could not tell you which one is which of these. So here we go, we have a schematic. We're gonna go position this over by the andesite farm. I kind of want to make it easy pickup for some stuff that's like related. But I think I'm gonna go past this, maybe, or maybe should I do it to the right of it? Maybe. It's gonna be a little bit taller than the andesite cube, and it's also going to be, wow, that's actually just the same length. That's kind of neat. Anywho, yeah, we'll go ahead and put it there, I think. This far clipboard is for my episode plans, and it's not going to actually be used right now. This one, on the other hand, can be used for schematics. Go ahead and toss you in here. What do you need? Material checklist. We're gonna kind of ignore like the type of barrel this is. We're more so worried about the upgrade. So this actually does have to be gold, because it requires certain kinds of upgrades in them. And then everything else, I kind of wish it's sorted by the amount you needed, you know? Actually, this is a perfect chance to see if we have any of the materials in our backpack already, which we can do just by placing the backpack next to it, which we do. We have a basin, brass funnels, cogwheels, crushing wheels, and cased fans. We have all this stuff. We are missing, on the other hand, a blasting catalyst. Let me toss this in there. Okay. This is really not that bad. Do I have a drill on me? I do not. Also, it's getting dark. I need to sleep. Okay, game tree. Here we come. Bing, bing, bong. And that's a copper cobblestone farm. Hooray! Now let's go stuff this into my backpack. I wish, okay, one thing that I do wish that I could do is I wish I could like click on each of these and like add them to my JEI wish list. Okay, so one thing that I have to admit, I did cheat. This Burry blend takes 10 nuggets, which is like the normal recipe for it. And I don't have tin anywhere near me. I'd have to go way out of my way to get it, and I've already made one of these using the old recipe, which was crushed raw iron. So I just decided to give myself 2 tin nuggets, and I had to make it using the expensive recipe. So I lost out on an extra piece of lapis, which I don't consider the most fair, but let's call it a tab, and I'll pay it back later when I actually get some tin naturally. So, but I really need these integrated circuits right now, so call it what you want. I cheated a little bit. Oh my gosh, these guys just keep coming too. It's kind of getting annoying. It's on my nerves. Also, these should be better prices than this. That's actually a really good deal. I wish I had some spurs. I don't have any spurs on me. Alright, take these two. I do need to get into making spurs. Do I have a deployer over here? Deployer anywhere? Bueller? I feel like there should be one here. Let me grab you. Okay, you. Go in here, toss that in there. What do you say to that? I'm going to replace that clutch with an inverted clutch. The limestone will happen, and I still need the honey bucket and the lava bucket, which I have on me. Cool. Which means that now all we need is gunpowder. Oh, salt and coal or charcoal makes gunpowder. Seems a little broken, but I know how I can get some salt. Let's honestly just toss a coal star on here and see what happens. Yeah, that's salt. Okay. So yeah, we're just gonna make some gunpowder out of salt and charcoal. Is that a little bit cheaty? Yeah, probably. yeah, just a little bit. But you know what? I think it's honestly fine. I think it's fine. But let's toss this in here, and things ready, right? Checklist says we're just missing a clutch. We're gonna ignore the clutch. We're gonna skip missing blocks, protect block entities, and go. Ta-da! These will have to be fixed. Oh, hey, it's placing them wrong. These have turned into acacia barrels. But how sick is this? Let me yoink out of here real quick the inverted clutch. I know that this is pretty much just going to go on the end. Right here. How sick is this? And it's done! Yeah, so the other thing is I have to get a... I should be resetted, right? Does that look right? Does that block look off to you guys? Yeah, I reset it. Okay. We are actually just about to get our first spur, our first copper spur. I'm excited. Let's see it. Come on, give me it. One more. Our first numismatic spur. This can be used to make a bounty board. Hooray! That's probably like the easiest way that we can actually get more. But we're not gonna do that right now. But what we are gonna do is we're gonna toss another stack of copper on the deployer with the knife. There you go. Wonder how much durability that knife has. This is running, right? Oh, it's gotta be... I forgot it's gotta be, nuggets. You can see here that they come from copper shavings. You can also do it in a crusher, but these are a 16% chance for a block, or 1% chance for an ingot, or like way less than 1% chance for a copper nugget. Whereas if you use a knife, it is still less than 1% chance, but it's actually better rates than this one. I don't really know how to communicate that, but let's just say that this is like the preferred method to do it. Now, if you're going to do it in bulk, you're guaranteed like 16% of your blocks to turn into spurs if you use crushing wheels. But again, like it's double the odds if you use nuggets with a knife. But it does damage the knife, and I cannot make it not. I was trying my best to not make it damage the knife, but I couldn't get that to work. I don't know how to get that to work. I've noticed a lot of mod packs recently have added the mod carry-on. I'm not really a fan of that mod. I think it's super annoying when you're trying to pick something up, or do something with a block, and every time you shift right click it when you're like this close, it just tries to pick it up. That's so annoying. You're not really doing what I need you to do. So now we go grab a pair of shears, and we grab ourselves a piece of grass. Ooh wow, ooh wow. Alright, I'm gonna put you in here. Bam. Couple of pieces of farmland. Okay, so I have this mostly working. There is a slight issue. I don't actually have the cactus that I was talking about earlier to be able to make void upgrades, so like, this could all get really clogged up at some point. Up there, and I can't really zoom in to show you. There's a spot for cobblestone to go, and there's a cobblestone generator underneath this thing right here, you can see right there. And it is most likely going to overflow at some point. I don't think the system can handle that. But we're really just waiting for items to pop down through these grind wheels to be picked up by me and put into these barrels manually. One thing that you'll notice is that there is no sand right now, and that's because it really can only generate sand once it has enough gravel to do so. See, there it is. Most of that stuff should be picked up by this. Did this have... I think this drawer had a compacting upgrade in it, so I need to make that. This and that and like all of these farms are going to be slow going. They're kind of just going to make their resources at the rate that they make them at, so... We're just waiting for this to generate what we need to be able to decorate it. The only other thing is that I need this mixer to run at the right speed, and that means that I'm going to need a speed controller. And also, I want to see what this is. Can I go up to 32? I don't actually need it to provide stress units. I just need it to get the speed requirement. So I'm trying to see if using this will get me the speed requirements I need, because I got all the stress units from the water wheels. That's all I need. But if I can get this thing to like place here, oops, there we go. Flip you again. Okay, actually, yeah, that's perfect. That's what I needed. Ta-da! Yeah. See, these things are actually providing the stress units. And then that thing is controlling the speed. Ta-da! That's actually where that's supposed to go, too. Let's go ahead and memorize that. Oh, phantoms! Phantoms! Get me out of here! Ah! Ah! Don't nibble my bits. Okay, this is mostly done. The things I'm missing right now are just a couple of void upgrades on this guy and on the one up there. And I think that's only going to become a problem if we fill up on cobblestone right there. And this one is really just going to keep storing flint when it doesn't need to, and that's the only problem with that. Other than that, I think we're good. I think we're like golden. This is kind of making everything we wanted it to. So we're getting concrete, which in this mod pack, we can re-dye the powder into any color we want. So really, I just need a color now. I just need the dye, and I can make whatever color concrete we need. And then the terracotta, again, in this pack, I could have, like, dyed it already, and you can, like, re-dye it, but I'm not worried about that, so we have terracotta, and we can dye it. So that's concrete done, that's terracotta done. The only other thing I would actually want out of the system is the ability to, like, input some color of concrete, and then it wash it for me. And I'm not going to do that right now. That's just way too much for me. So, do I want to decorate this? I don't think I have the stuff for it, because what I was thinking was I would put like a line of terracotta around a base. So, yeah. Anyway, this has all come out really well. I'm very excited for having this. It means that we don't have to keep crafting concrete and gravel and sand and like keeping stock of things. This will just make it. And all I have to do is pick the color, dye it, and we're good. We're golden. So maybe on another episode we'll make a much larger, much more efficient version of this machine. Not next episode, but like I want to have like industrial areas for things like this. I don't want this field to be like the whole field behind me. I don't want this to be like my main factory of things. I want this to be like my starter base. And the idea would be that like we set up everything around in here for basic stuff, and then we explore the world a little more and set up bases out in the wilderness. That's because I also want to save on lag. I don't want this area to become like 15 FPS zone all the time. And I'm not going to keep the workshop working and loaded at all times either. I'm literally just going to turn on the machines when I need them, and then use them and leave. I'm gonna see about decorating this just a little bit more, and then we will do the comment of the day and call it a day. So I'll see you then. And it is completed. This is what I am going to call the clay sculpture. I couldn't really think of a good name for it, so I was just like, it kind of looks like if somebody took just a brick of clay and slapped it on the ground, and then they just like cured it and painted it, you know, kind of like this, and the paint is still like kind of wet. I don't know. I'm just kind of having fun with it. So this is the clay sculpture. I used a coral, what is it? Canvas sign, a coral colored canvas sign, and I painted it white with white dye so that you could see the emojis here. I'm using a resource pack that adds the Discord emojis. It should be included in the download for the mod pack. So far, I've mostly been using like these symbols, the ones that just come with base Minecraft, but that's not intentional. It's just that I haven't actually been able to find a emoji that isn't covered by Minecraft, and this is, I guess, the first one. So, and then also there would normally be a face right here on this comment of the day, which we'll read in just a second, but like you can see it shows right here, and then as soon as I close out of it, it turns black. So we're just gonna not do that for this set of signs. Like I keep saying about the comments of the day, these aren't going to be the final resting place. I have plans to make like a library sort of thing, so this is not permanent. Anywho, the reason that I am not doing the comment of the day yet is because I had to change a few things with this. So there's still going to be this barrel back here, and you'll see that we're filling up with flint. I might have to come and empty these out sometimes, but other than that, I had to add a barrel here specifically for sand because it was filling up this barrel, which is not intentional, and I didn't want to just void it off. So what I'm doing now is I have a downgrade on this barrel, and anytime there's extra sand, as you can see right here, it's just going to actually get washed into clay at a very low rate, but it's actually helping to boost the terracotta numbers right here. And you can see I haven't been running this very long. We already have like way more of these things than I've been able to just manually craft. So this is excellent for us. This is actually going to help, you know, with building stuff so much. I don't know what's next. I do have a clipboard that I use, not this one, this is the material one for the schematic cannon, but the other clipboard, wherever it went off to, uh-oh, I've lost them both. There we are. This one I use for episode plans. I might have showed it, I might not, but I'm kind of trying to keep it under wraps because I don't want to make any promises. I was struggling to kind of motivate myself to play this week and last week, and it was mostly just because doing inventory management in survival with like all of the things that create and its various mod add-ons is a nightmare. I'm getting closer to the point where I can actually start mass producing like storage options. I think at some point I'm going to make a steel factory, a steel mill, and I think it's going to be like a little cheapo sort of like thing like this, all of these things. I want them lore-wise to kind of feel like they've always been here. Like these are just little monuments that passively produce little tiny amounts of stuff. And then, you know, I'm going to build a train that's actually man-made that'll come stop by all these places, and I'll be able to pick up the resources that it's producing manually by hand. Like if I ever need to come over here and get like a whole bunch of concrete powder or terracotta, boom, I come over here and do that. If I need like a whole bunch of andesite alloy, boom, I come over here and do that. This thing also hasn't been producing andesite alloy because in the back here we're still producing the andesite blocks. But yeah, that's the clay sculpture done. I can walk you through it. This is how I'm going to start producing these machines, is by using these storage IO ports. Now that I have sequence assembly up in the attic, this storage IO, that storage IO, that storage IO. There might be one on the other side of this too, like over there. Yeah, I think so. And all these do are give access to the storages that are attached. Like all of this is considered part of this block and that block. And so you can actually see the connections here. This storage connector is going to this. It's going to, there's a block, a storage barrel up there above the, like next to the miner. There's an IO here, an IO there. There's an IO over on the other side. And all of those are just to give access to storage. And then we have a drill up there that is drilling mostly limestone, a little bit of viridium, and then that's getting milled down along with cobblestone and gravel into sand and, you know, more gravel. And then that is going into storage in this box. I think the flint here is a bit of a fluke. It might just be because I'm not voiding off any of the cobblestone up there, but that doesn't matter. So all of the limestone gets crushed down into sand, all of the gravel gets crushed down into sand, and all of the viridium gets crushed down into copper. The copper gets washed for a little bit of clay. The sand mostly gets washed. A little bit goes into this storage container, which input using this golden hopper into this basin or mixing into concrete. Any excess just sits here and waits to get washed. Once it's washed, it turns into clay, and you know, anything else that it might get washed into, I don't know, it might get copper. I don't really remember. I'm not going to check right now. But then once that gets washed into clay, it gets put into this. This has a compacting upgrade, which turns it into clay blocks, which then drops onto this fire and gets cooked into terracotta. All we're missing is the light gray dye that is used to make concrete powder. So to do that, all I have is a hopper botany pot here with a, I gotta get closer, with a farmland and an azure bluette. Yeah, so the main holdup for this whole system is the light gray dye here in this hopper botany pot. It gets ground down by this, which is always empty almost, and then it gets put into the basin after that. And then any white dye that's extra gets just thrown down into the storage. The reason I'm not doing white for that is that I can't find a lily of the valley right now. I can go out looking and exploring in you know, one episode, but I can't just like drop everything, go explore, come back, and then like pick right back where I left off. I'm a little bit ADHD, so I can't just force myself to like drop everything, go do that, come back, and then not be a huge mess. So we're doing light gray dye, but then also the bonus to that is that we're getting some white dye, which can mix with green dye to make lime dye, and then that's how I'm getting slime balls now. So I think it all works out for me. You'll notice that the FPS around here is much better than it is over in the workshop. I'm happy about that. I think the workshop is going to eventually become kind of obsolete. I want to eventually make like a bigger base somewhere else and then have them connected via transportation. So that's pretty much going to do it for this episode. Let's go ahead and read the comment of the day. This was commented by James Sturgis with, you know, some numbers. James says, dude, Tank as Minecraft music made my whole life. Tank is the song from the intro sequence to Cowboy Bebop. That was one of the first songs that I actually experimented making note block songs with. I got like a few different MIDI files, some of the Pokemon music you heard. Not all of it, but like I found like a specific song that I liked, and then like I did that for a few different things, and I threw it in Noteblock Studio, tried to tweak it a little bit, and out that came. I've since then found a better way of doing it. It might not be the most ethical, but what I do is I take the MIDI songs and I throw them into VLC Media Player with the Minecraft NoteBlock Studio sound font, and then I just save whatever it spits out as an MP3 file. So it saves me a lot of time and a lot of tweaking, since NoteBlock Studio, when it imports a MIDI file, doesn't actually do all of the work for you. But if you use a sound font, it does. So it just saves me a lot of the tweaking that I normally have to do. So that's why there is a certain point where things like the Underground from Pokemon kind of sounded different in my old videos as compared to the new ones. I also like Tank a lot. I didn't use it very much. I think I'm going to start using it more now that I have the like the kind of improved version of it. And so you might even hear it in this video, you might hear it in future ones. I try my best to not keep reusing the same songs over and over again. I try to kind of find like new songs every episode, but I also try to keep the same sort of vibe with the same sort of work. So like in this one, we're kind of doing like the same thing that we did there and did over there. So you'll probably hear Blinded Me with Science, you'll hear Tank, probably you'll hear old school RuneScape music. You might hear some Pokemon, I don't know. We'll see. But I think that'll be it for this episode. Thank you all so much for watching. I really appreciate all the viewership that I've been getting, and I can't wait to see you for the next one. Bye everyone. Goodbye. Goodbye.